Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's presentation. My name is Rosimar Zaragoza, and I am an independent affiliate of Vida Divina. And I am going to talk about why use Facebook ads for your business. I work almost exclusively from my computer. I have a 1.5-year-old, and it's a lot more complicated to go out and find clients with a 1.5-year-old. So I focus on doing it online, and I'm going to talk about difference in. I'm gonna give a good example of why I figured that is more time and cost effective for my case. So I'm going to start sharing the presentation. So Facebook, I'm taking a social media managing course, and my instructor started the Facebook section saying the following. Imagine the whole world, like the actual globe, and having a giant billboard on top of the globe. That's sort of how Facebook works. You have a giant billboard where everyone that's on Facebook, that it's in the parameters that you chose, can see that advertisement. So why the whole world? Because you can run an ad in any country, any language. Facebook actually translates ads for you if you didn't know. So let's start. So why Facebook? Well, everyone's on it. Maybe not everyone, but most people who are going to purchase your product is going to be on Facebook. In my case, my target client, it's a 25 to 55-year-old woman. And as you know, middle-aged people as well as adults, they're going to be on Facebook. Now, if you have a younger demographic, if you're selling makeup or things like that that are more geared towards younger people and teenagers, then you want to go on Instagram. I personally don't focus on Instagram because the time that I have invested on it hasn't had good results for my clientele, since it's adult women and middle-aged women. Whereas in Instagram, you're going to have better following with millennials and Generation Z and younger people. So that's why I haven't focused on it, but it is a great tool that you can use if that's your target demo. So I put businesses, stores in your area. For example, if I am going to try a new restaurant, I don't just show up at the restaurant. I either Google it, or I go to their Facebook page, or I go on Yelp and I read about reviews, I read about the menu, pricing, and all that stuff. So that's why businesses or stores in your area, that's why businesses and stores should have a Facebook page, because most consumers right now are informed and even over-informed consumers. I'm a frequent buyer on Amazon, but I read reviews. If it has 5 stars but only 10 reviews, then I don't believe it. If it has 4 stars and 1,000 reviews, then I'll believe it. So that also gives credibility to your business, and it helps set a rating, because people can rate your business on Facebook. So another thing that I like about Facebook is that you can do scheduled posts. Scheduled posts are posts that you schedule ahead of time. Sorry for the redundancy. For example, on Monday, I schedule my posts for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So now, between Wednesday and Thursday, I'll work on the rest of the week. And that's good, because maybe I invested an hour or two, and I got 4 days of posts already ready. They're going to work for me. So you can pay for ads so clients and prospects come to you, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in the next couple slides. But it's a great tool to use this platform for that. As you know, Facebook is free, but you can also pay for ads, and that would be additional. And also you can choose your market, your country or state, gender, age, interest. You can definitely hone in into the people that you want getting your ad. And I'm going to give an example on the next slide. Well, and you can reach more areas and countries than physically possible. My husband and I, we ran an ad in Ecuador. We're in Orlando, Florida, in the United States. And we were able to run an ad in Ecuador and have great response. We're running one in Panama right now. And it's just things that I can't physically do. I can't physically go and talk to people in that country, but Facebook is allowing me to. So here's my example. Imagine that you just purchase 5,000 flyers, postcards, just anything that you can hand to people that is going to advertise your business or your product. Now, for me, with the contact I have in Puerto Rico, I can purchase 5,000 flyers for around $140 something. Obviously, if you purchase in a different country, it's going to be a different price. If you purchase in the US, it's a lot more expensive. But this is my cost, $140 something for 5,000 flyers. It's 3 cents per flyer, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do quick math. 142, I believe it is. Yeah, it's 0.03. So 3 cents. So that would be the cost per flyer. Also, if I'm handing out flyers, it's going to cost me some time. Handing out 5,000 flyers, it takes a long time. Whether you're standing in a very crowded area and you're handing out flyers and having people grab it, which 100% of people are not going to grab it. Let's pretend that 75% of people do take it. How long is it going to take you to do 5,000 flyers? I've actually been able to do about 1,500 to 2,000 flyers in a day. Takes me about 2 to 3 hours. This was in an event here in St. Cloud, Florida, where I just went car to car and just put them in their windows. And I probably did about 1,500 probably. It still took me a couple hours. It was December, so at least it wasn't hot, but there's things to think about. Definitely very time consuming. And physical activity. You're walking for that amount of time. You're standing for that amount of time. It's hot. It's cold. Is it raining? If it's raining, you can't put flyers out in people's cars because they're going to stick to the windows. If it's raining, you can't be handing out flyers because no one's going to take it. So those are things you have to think about when you're buying flyers versus 5,000 interactions or reach people on Facebook. 5,000 reach people on Facebook doesn't mean it's 5,000 people who liked your post or 5,000 people who commented. This is 5,000 people who saw it. So it's an ad that works for you. You set it up. It takes you probably 5 minutes if you have experience. If you don't have experience, you're talking about 10 or 15 minutes. And the ad is going to run at whatever you can choose, what time to run it. I always let Facebook do it. I trust them knowing what times are best. And I know when they're showing my ad because I get a bunch of responses on Messenger, and that's something that's working for you. During that time, you can do other things. You can be receiving all these messages on Facebook. You can have 1,000 people seeing your ad, and you're not actually physically spending your time in the computer waiting for that. You can be continuing your regular work or however you run your business, or even taking care of your family or yourself while these ads are running. Oops, sorry. And it's no effort. You don't have any physical activity. You don't have to worry about weather and temperature. I guess you do have to worry about if there's like a natural disaster in that country or in that area. That's something you don't want to maybe spend time on in that country, but that's something that just general news will let you know. For example, I started my business running in Puerto Rico, and obviously I couldn't run Facebook ads right after the hurricane where most people didn't have electricity. So focus in the United States, and when the time was right, and I was able to focus in Puerto Rico again. So with that said, other benefits of running Facebook ads is that you have growth in followers that's measurable. When you hand out flyers, let's say you get a 2% response rate, you don't know what half those people are doing. If they threw away your flyer, if they threw it in the trunk of their car, if it's still in their purse and it's been 6 months and it's still in their purse, did they throw it away? Did they use it as a napkin? You have no idea to measure that. But when you have your Facebook account, you can invite people to follow you, whether you pay for it or actually Facebook gives you a tool that you can use to invite people to like your page in a way that you don't have to pay for that. And then you can see a growth in followers. And why is that important? When you're running your regular advertisements, the ones that you're not paying, these are people who are going to see your ads. And these are people who are constantly going to see your content. So you're always advertising whether you're paying or not. You work at your own pace. This is out of order. I don't know why. You work at your own pace. You can have a bunch of people who message you, and you don't have to answer to them right away. I personally don't answer all my messages because I have a robot. It's called ManyChat. I'll try to add the link on the description of this video so you guys can get it. It's free. They also have a paid version. And I actually have a robot chat where I tell people, hi, I'm not available right now, but if you want immediate response, you can talk to my robot. Basically, you can click on one of these automated responses. People want responses now. And this is the way that I make sure that people are getting the responses they need. And also, of course, if I see that they ask a question that it's not one of those predetermined questions, then I will introduce myself and answer the questions for them. But it's something I'm sure you can do, whether work at your own pace or have a robot working for you. And you have unlimited ad options versus printed flyers. With Facebook ad, as long as you follow the rules, which I have a video in Spanish explaining what types of ads are allowed versus what's not. Once you follow the rules, you can run as many ads as you want. You want to run 10 ads in a day, you can do that. Versus a printed flyer, where if you buy 5,000 printer flyers, then you have to make sure that you are done with that before you can order more, and you only have the one art, and then you have to change your art. Versus Facebook posts, you can add all the text you want. You can add anything you want in the picture as long as it follows Facebook's rules, and it gives you a lot of leeway on the types of ads that you can have. You can have an ad for your product, and you can have an ad for a different product. Well, you can have an ad for recruiting, and whereas printed flyers are a lot more limited. And what I like best is that you can also add link to your website or your lead page, which you can also add that to your flyer, but most people are not going to be like www.blah-blah-blah.com versus just clicking on a link and going straight to your website or your online store or your lead page. Or if you didn't know, WhatsApp also has a link to chat. They can click the link and it sends them to WhatsApp, to your WhatsApp. So they start a chat with you, and that's an amazing tool that allows you to run your business more efficiently, and it just makes it easier so that you can work with better results with less amount of effort, which is the idea, to automate your business in a way that it just runs smoother. So, do you already have a Facebook business page? And if you don't, what's holding you back? Why are you not using this amazing tool that's free, that you can pay if you want, but you don't have to, and that you can allow your business to grow and allow your business to move outside of your geographical area, that it's going to give you better results, whether it's in sales or recruiting. So this is my presentation. I hope that you enjoyed all this information. My link is on the bottom of the screen. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. My YouTube channel is in Spanish. I focus in Spanish. But you can message me if you have any questions. I do Facebook Messenger easily. And I just want you to know that if the only thing holding you back from doing this is actually you, if you want to do it, there's so many tools out there, whether it's in English or Spanish, where you can grow your business, and it just requires a little bit of time and effort. But once you get it down and once you understand how to do it, It is so seamless and so easy, and it basically is going to run your business for you. So thank you for listening to my short presentation tonight. And if you are interested in learning about our business in Vida Divina and how we are able to run our businesses through social media, message the person who shared this video with you. And if you have any questions about Facebook in particular or social media, doesn't have to be business related, you can sure contact me through any of those social media platforms. Thank you and have a good night.